Well, what's up, Guardians? Peace and Grease here, and we have a new event in Destiny 2, Arms Week, although it's not so new for those of you that played Destiny 1. And this event found itself almost immediately embroiled in controversy. If you don't know, I'll give you the rundown. If you do, bear with me. So the problem was that the only way for you to earn XP in this Arms Week event was from its specific daily and weekly challenges. But the problem is if you skipped any of these challenges or you skipped a day, you were then fucked to getting to max rank. There was just enough XP in daily and weekly challenges to hit max rank. That is, unless you're willing to spend real money. You could then buy silver and you could get reroll chips and, well, you almost immediately see the problem. Controversy, yeah, predictable. Now, Bungie has updated this and said that they, quote, fixed an issue where portal activities were not providing Arms Week XP. Does anybody believe this horseshit anymore? I gotta ask, does anyone? God, it's just predictable. You know, Bungie ought to make a game just called Controversy, because they are masters of fucking controversy. They gotta be in like a P.T. Barnum cult, right? All publicity is good publicity. I mean, it's ridiculous. 10 fucking years we've been doing this. Don't worry though, because, you know, I'm sure Solstice will be another event embroiled in controversy, and the event after that, and the event after that, and the event after that. I mean, we've been doing it for 10 years. So it's not like they're just going to actually give us a good, solid event without all the fuckery. But anyway. But that wasn't the end of the problems. No. You see, Ada 1 also had a selection of old hand cannons. And on the surface, it seemed like a great idea, because some of these hand cannons are legendary. They're amazing. Except when you looked a little deeper, you realized none of these have been updated to the new tier system. Now you may be wondering, well, why wouldn't Bungie update these to the tier system? Oh, I can tell you why. Because if Bungie updated these to the tier system, they would have to update our versions, our copies of them, to a tier system. And even if your argument is, no, they don't, well, at the very minimum, they have to update our crafted weapons to the tier system. For example, the Sightline Survey, great little 180, craftable. They kept competence. A very much under the radar hand cannon for a lot of people, but fantastic hand cannon, craftable. Austringer, well, it needs no introduction, craftable. So at the very least, those would have to be updated to the tiered system if Bungie updated any of these to the tier system. So that's why they didn't do it. They're not going to allow us access to tiered weapons that we already have in our vault. Of course they're not. Now, if you're wondering, well, how come I can't get tier 3 and above versions of these new weapons? Oh, I can tell you why. You see, Bungie tied it to Guardian rank. No, I'm not joking. You know Guardian rank, the dog shit system. You know, it's funny, because when Bungie was talking about the Guardian rank prior to Edge of Fate, I just naturally assumed they recognized it was a dog shit system, and they're finally updating it. Obviously, I was wrong. And it's ironic, because Bungie's favorite game to copy, Warframe, it had a rank system, but the developer of that game recognized, yeah, it's a dog shit system, and they revamped it and turned it into a good system. But half-ass Bungie gonna half-ass, so they just tied tiered weapons and armor to Guardian rank, yeah. So that's why. But for the love of God, whatever you do, do not take these engrams to Master Rahool. Don't do it. All he's going to give you is tier 1 trash. That's it. That's all you're going to get. You need to go to this screen and you need to decrypt them yourselves. Yes, it's going to cost you 25 more combat telemetry, but you're going to get higher tiered weapons. You know, and it's funny with all of this, because I've been saying for years that Bungie needs to do this kind of thing. Keep the game fresh. Don't let it languish. Give us new activities, new events with only small little windows. I mean, Bungie loves to say that this game is an MMO. It's about fucking time they acted like it. But sadly, too little too late. Now let's talk a little bit about these two new weapons, so you know whether or not you should, plan to jump in before reset. We have a new trace rifle, the Riven Tail. It's a strand weapon, but it's There are old weapons that are better than this one. Like I have a Strand Incisor in my vault that I like very much. We have craftable trace rifles. Now granted, they're not in the current tier system, so I mean, I guess that's really the only thing that these have going for it is the tiered system. It's just kind of meh. However, more interestingly, there is a new hand cannon, a new type of hand cannon. This is a shotgun style hand cannon. Now there is a place for this gun. Okay. It is a shotgun style hand cannon. Some people, I think most people are going to love it. And then I think the hand cannon traditionalists are going to be kind of meh about it because you do have to be close. It doesn't have very good range, as you would expect. But it definitely has a place, I think. It's ironic because I've mentioned in videos for probably a couple years that Bungie needs to look into the historical firearm, the LeMat revolver. During the Civil War, this was a real revolver, and it operated just like a hand cannon, except it had a single grape shot, a shotgun slug in the middle. I mean, it's an exotic that writes itself. All you have to do is come up with a name and design it. Done. It's literally a historical firearm that writes itself for an exotic. Easiest layup ever. But either Bungie didn't watch that video or they think they have better ideas. I don't know. That's for Bungie to decide. But instead, we get a legendary weapon that's all shotgun style. You know, it is what it is. It is a, you know, shotgun hand cannon. So either you love it or you don't. But either way, I would highly recommend you get into the Arms Week and at least get one. It's a trace rifle. It's a tiered weapon. Get one or don't. It's entirely up to you. So, but there you go. You know, it's a real shame because this was an event that I could easily see Bungie just deciding, let's do pulse rifles next, or let's do SMGs, or let's do auto rifles. But there's definitely some changes that need to occur here. Either they need to separate Guardian rank from tiered weapons and armor, or they need to revamp the Guardian rank. And clearly, Bungie does not want to do that. The other thing is if you're going to bring back old weapons, those need to be kicked into the tier system, which means any players that still have those weapons in their vault also need to be kicked up to the tier system. I mean, fair is fair. More weapons for people to hunt. That's a good thing. It's an obvious thing. But, I mean, again, as I already said, half-ass Bungie gonna half-ass. They're never gonna give us a good, solid event without all the fuckery. That's anti-Bungie. They would not do that. Again, just make a game called Controversy because Bungie is a fucking master at it. And don't worry, Solstice is right around the corner, and there'll be more controversy around that, and so on and so forth. I mean, for fuck's sake, they've been doing it for 10 years. You really think they're going to change? If they haven't changed after 10 years, they're not going to change. I mean, come on. But anyway, feel free to let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and until next time, peace out.